Hey guys, what's going on? Vega here from Serpent X Special Forces, and in this video I want to go over how to properly configure or set up your Parallel Miner ZSX Breakout board. Now I know that seems counterintuitive because they have a guide, a manual, but I've been getting questions and apparently so have they. So I want to make sure that we break it down for you in this video, go over the basics, and we have additional links down in the description below. But first, a word from our sponsor. Today's video sponsor is ParallelMiner.com, who have a whole host of mining equipment from GPU mining and more. They offer power supplies, breakout boards, extension cables, risers, and a whole lot more. They even offer the dummy adapter that can be utilized with the Nvidia Dev Driver 470.05 to bypass the RTX 3060 restriction, as well as a M.2 B+M form factor that could be suitable for mining operating systems. You can check them out in the link in the description below. So Parallel Miner released this ZSX Breakout board in a past Christmas to customers worldwide. The ZSX Breakout board is compatible with different server power supplies or configurations, and they have a compatibility list, which I urge you to check out. I currently have all my power supplies are the DPS 1200 FB and an HP power supply. But definitely make sure that yours is compatible by checking out the link in the description below. And although they have a manual that kind of shows everybody how to connect everything, they've been getting a lot of questions, and honestly so have I via comments. So I wanted to make this video just for you because I plan on going and hooking up everything here shortly. So I want to make this video for you guys in case you have any questions. First things first, let's look at the layout. You can see we have a various amount of connections, all allowing us to connect our motherboard, mainboard, GPUs, risers, fans, and more. So let's break it down. So the one connection that looks like a Molex, it's not a Molex, but it looks like one, closest to the slot towards the top here, is actually a 5-volt remote sensing Molex port, where you can connect up to optional, you can connect remote management modules to remotely turn your rigs on and off. And this is the module right here. Now if you combine this module with another cable that we're going to go over here in a little bit, you can actually power or manage your entire system, right, remotely restart it through this module right here. And that's what that connection is. It's not a Molex. That's for the remote module. Okay, the next thing below that, we got two 4-pins, and these are for connecting multiple power supplies together. As you can see here, you can chain them together, so that way if you do issue the remote restart or on and off, it will power all of the power supplies off at once rather than you having to manually do that. Sometimes that can cause issues if you power one off and the other ones are on. You can actually harm the equipment, so you really want to power them all off at once and power them all on at once. After that, right down below, we have our favorite guy here, which allows us to power our motherboard, is the 24-pin. ATX 24-pin allows us to power the motherboard, the normal standard 24-pin, but it also has a cable coming off of it to power the CPU. Now, it's a 4+4, so most motherboards, whether it's mining or not, have either a 4-pin or an 8-pin, and you'll be able to power your entire motherboard or mainboard off of that connection. Then just below that, we have another Molex connection. Now this one is for hard drives and SSDs. So you can connect the cable that they have here for your hard drive or SSD, SATA, whatever it may be. Then we have the cream of the crop. 16 6-pin connections for your GPUs and risers. And this is great because most breakout boards, especially the one that I have, only have 12. So this gives us plenty of room to power all of our risers and GPUs. And then, of course, towards the far right, we got our 10 4-pin fan headers, right? Now, they're not PWM from my understanding. If you connect any fans directly to these connections, these 4 pins, they're going to run at 100% all the time, which to me is what I want. But you can control it. And if you get number 7, PWM 4-pin port, you can control the speed of each row of fans. And here's the connection or the cable that you're going to need right here, right? So it connects into the ZSX Breakout board with this, and then that obviously can, this 4-pin header can connect to your motherboard to where it will give you control. Now each one powers that specific row of fans. All right, so I just want you to know that. But that at least will give you a little bit of control if you do want to manage the fan speeds on your system. Now, biggest thing that I want to say is I don't personally use a splitter like this. I don't power my risers, okay? Now, some people do, but I don't. I would challenge you. I don't have the ASRock Pro, the H110 Pro BTC Plus. I know a lot of people do. The reason I don't like it is because how close the one bys are, and you know, trying to connect multiple riser connections, that can cause issues. You could probably get a splitter and turn 1 into 4, so that way it doesn't matter if it blocks the next port. But I don't power my risers, and the package does come with this splitter. I don't use it. It's up to you, but check with your motherboard manufacturer on whether or not you should use it. Besides that, everything else is pretty much straightforward. Obviously, what I would like for you to do, if you have any questions or concerns, is hit up parallelminer.com. Their support's been pretty responsive with me so far. I haven't had any issues. I just want to make sure that you know this top Molex port towards the top of the slot is not for your hard drive or SSD. That's this bottom one here. Everything else is pretty straightforward. Also, because you're going to be connecting, if you connect a 24-pin to your motherboard and obviously power your CPU, I want you to take into account the power draw that system's going to be using. If you have all the fans on here, all the GPUs, the motherboard and stuff like that, the motherboard is going to eat into, the motherboard and the peripherals are going to eat into the overall power that you're going to have available to your GPUs. So just keep that in the back of your mind, right? Depending on the motherboard, CPU, memory configuration, you may only have like maybe 900 watts left over out of 1200, or again, it really depends on your setup, but mostly my motherboard, CPU, and memory chew up about 100 to 150 watts depending on which system we're talking about. But parallelminer.com offers all sorts of connections and goodies that I particularly like. Right now on my setup, we're just going to use this breakout board. We're going to power the motherboard, the CPU. I'm not going to use the SATA to power my hard drive because I still have an ATX Powersupply that I'm going to use that I use to provide supplemental power. Like it might power 2 GPUs and 2 risers, and then the rest is falling on the server power supply just to take some of that weight or some of that power strain off of the server power supply and go with it from that, which I will have a video coming out in the future, so stay tuned to the channel for that. But that's pretty much it. Definitely check out the links in the description below for any guides or information that I'll have linked, as well as a link to Parallel Miner through the affiliate link that greatly helps out the channel. But do me a favor, guys, on the way out, hit the like button, subscribe for more content like this, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. You have a good one. Take care.